Right. And Will, again, thank you for inviting us to be on this podcast. We really appreciate it. So I have been fortunate to work on several different aspects in my career of the industry. The most recent was as a trustee shop, both Wilmington Trust and before that BNY Mellon, both for at least 10 years and up to 12 years. I've always been fascinated by innovation and technology. And I started reading about blockchain or distributed ledger technology about 13 years ago and was just fascinated by it. And quite frankly, a bit fearful of it too, because some of the things that were being discussed even then would probably at some point replace some of the things that we as trustees were doing. And quite frankly, issuers, I've been fortunate to work on the issuer side as well as the investor side in my career. And I definitely foresaw the need for technology in this space. There's a lot of repetition. There's a lot of manual processes that cause delays in getting information out, getting accurate information. And it just fascinated to me to start reading it. And I started doing a lot of research on my own about it, Will, and just really started to look at it as potentially something that would be beneficial for the trustee community. Was able to convince some folks at M&T Bank and Wilmington Trust to do a pilot project and was pretty successful. We were able to get a lot of marketing yardage out of it, mileage. And in the meantime, we had actually hired Intain to work on some transactions when I was at Wilmington Trust and became familiar with Sid and his company. And again, really impressed by what they had been doing even at that time. And obviously moving forward, they're developing a lot more applications that I think are going to be extremely beneficial and already have been for the industry. So my initial fear, if you want to call that, of distributed ledger technology and associated with that AI, I think has definitely evolved into it certainly can be very helpful for a lot of participants in the investor, issuer, and trustee, rating agency, lawyer, and accounting community.
Thank you, Patrick. We're going to be bringing you back into this conversation quite a bit because I think your perspective is kind of a traditional role and how it's going to have to adapt to this new technology is really important and top of mind for everyone following this this really fast-paced change to the industry. Okay, great. So, Patrick, thank you for that. Sid, I want to turn it back to you and ask just kind of I hope this is a softball question, but a foundational question that I think is important. What problem, when you started Intain, what problem were you trying to solve? And before you answer that question, maybe I think it's a point of interest. What's in a name? How did you come to the name of Intain?
So yeah, the interesting question. So Intain name came from intelligence and blockchain. So 2018, last couple of years, AI has been very fashionable. But when it was not that fashionable since inception, we always knew that to solve the problems in structured finance, which is half a dozen at least types of entities, all working off their systems, shipping across data in Excel sheets, it's not only a cost problem, it's a risk issue as well. That you are reporting the status of the underlying assets effectively 55 days post facto, right? And everybody is reconciling data with each other. The trustee has their modeling systems, they reconcile data with the servicer, investors have their analytics systems, they pick data, upload to their systems, etc., etc. So the first thing was you had to establish data integrity. And these were early days of blockchain and wider blockchain adoption. And we thought that if we put all the stakeholders on a blockchain network, you solve for the data integrity issues. Forget about all the other jazzy things blockchain talks about. But if you can just eliminate inter-party reconciliation, the battle is half won because the data thing is sorted out. And then if you have sorted the data thing out, nobody will come to our platform just because we tell them that I've created a network and because it's a great network, come to me. Which means that I had to go to individual stakeholders and say that I am the best automation solution for you. And that is where AI came into play, that I can go to a verification agent and say that 90% of your tasks can be done by AI. So that is the intelligent part. So basically connect everybody through a blockchain and automate everything through artificial intelligence.